Gogo nomkhulisa lukaSentutheleza uGogo Bathini Mbatha umavula kuvala emzini wamadoda u-Auntie Usha number 1 locksmith. Ngane zakwethu, today we are saying your child is bewitched. Ngane yakho iloyiwe. Ingane yakho iloyiwe. Obviously, when I say ingane yakho iloyiwe, I'm not talking about all the children. I'm talking about children that have problems that looks abnormal. Yes, other problems has nothing to do with witchcraft. Definitely, they have nothing to do with witchcraft. Other problems, they have something to do with medical help that a child requires, or special attention, special class at school, whatever, for different reasons. However, there are kids that are struggling because of witchcraft, and it's painful, because you can imagine what inganami yenzeni, you know, inganami yenzeni. I see parents coming here with kids who are real problem, who are real problems into their homes. We see kids leaving their homes, prefer to go and stay on the streets. We saw that, we're seeing that, we're still going to see that. We see problematic kids breaking windows into their homes, fighting with everybody, stepping people, stepping parents, stepping siblings, whatever. We have seen kids that they still like nobody's business. And then you realize that, hey, no man, there's something wrong here. Yes, there is something wrong. The question again might be, but Gogo, what makes that? Why is it? Gogo, I don't know what to do anymore. Gogo, I've went everywhere and anyhow, and I do the treatment as they have told me. There's nothing. Yes, he doesn't want to use a treatment. She doesn't want. She's very arrogant. She's what. But we force them to do this. We force her to do this. Gogo, I don't know what to do anymore. Please help me. There are many things that can make a child to end up that way. Many things. And unfortunately, parents, again, chances of getting it right, it's very hard. It's a problem. It's a progress that needs consistency. It's a progress that needs consistency. Because if you're not consistent in helping that child, if you are giving up on your own child, who are you expecting to take over from that child? And there's no parent that deserves to have a naughty child of that extreme. I think the word naughty, it just talks about, you know, a minor problems that a child is causing. But the problematic child, it's another thing. Oh, this child is a problem. Do you know these kids that they don't even visit? No. If the family goes and no, stay home. Because they know that he will get there, cell phones will disappear. And he will have witnesses to say, no, he didn't move from that chair. He has been sitting on that chair. He didn't move, and he did move. That's how experienced he is when it comes to stealing. We now before there used to be a cigarette and then a weed, and it was very hard. It was not an easy decision for a child to move from a weed to cocaine or whatever drugs they call them. It was very hard. But now there's something that is in between a dacha and weed, which is also strong, which is iwunga, nyaube. But I'm not talking about drug addictions or whatever. No, I'm not there. All I'm saying is that your child is bewitched. It sounds confusing. To me, it doesn't sound confusing. It irritates the hell out of me. Because when the enemy is fighting you, when you are stronger than the enemy, when as a parent, and the enemy wants to bring you down, they will touch you where it hits the most. They will touch you where it hits the most. They will hit where it feels the most. Oguti, yes, yeah, bang bambi. A child. If the enemy wants to destroy you between A up to Z, they'll go to Z, which is the child, and they'll end up with you. That's why when we do something, siyahamba senyangeni, siyoqiniswa, siyokwenzani, we need to consider our children's protection as well. When we are in our prayers with yellow and blue, we must also consider involving our children when we wake up at 12. It mustn't be all the time that you wake up alone and do the prayer. Let them sleep on your knees rather than them leaving them in bed, because they need your protection. When you go and consult, introduce your children to say, in life, when something is bothering you and you don't know what is happening, there's something called consultation. It's not witchcraft. It's not witchcraft. And when you can see with this child needs help, give your child help. Take your child. Hire a car. Get some men. If you're a lady, get men that will accompany you to wherever you're taking your child to, so that your child can get help. It is your responsibility to do that. No one will do it for you. Forget it. Instead, they will talk about you. Oh, yeah, it's her. It's him. The father of that child. My lomntwana ohluphayo lo yana uyamazi lo ntshontshayo. Ubaba wakhe lo. Ke ngwana hae. Ke mme wa teng. Wa mmona wa ikgantsha. And ngwana hae ke leshodu. Wa utswa. Mmoneng fela. We get a betere and ngwana hae ha tsebe le ngwana hae robetse a jile eng. We can't live like that forever. And we can't give up on our children. They need help, because the enemy wants to bring you down. And they're starting to destroy all your supporting structure, because this child will be your supporting structure in the near future, because abantwana bayakhula. Then they destroy the child. How many children, out of 10 children that you see on the street, it's either none of them or one that has been chased out of the home. They just left home. They leave home. Njiti Herbals, it's here in Mpangen, number 12 Union Street, where we sell herbs. And we see these children. We see them. when we just chilling outside, we see these children. We see parents driving up and down, asking us, Mbatha akwamboni? Ngithi cha mama ngamboni namhlanje. Hayi Mbatha ngicela ukushisa isikhaftini, at least if you see her, just give her, at least she must eat. The other day I told this other lady, ma, why using Tupperware? I mean, is this not this expensive? Why don't you get an ice cream container and everything? What? It's my child. Yes, I understand it's your child, but how many Tupperwares you're going to buy? Because she's definitely going to sell this one. But I was not being judgmental, but I was just I'm bringing this so that you understand, guys, what we are going through as parents. Sometimes we get confused. How many parents have you seen, old women, old men, going to prisoners to see their grandchildren, not even their children, their grandchildren? Do you know how many people are in jail for crimes they did not even commit? Do you know how many people are in jail for crimes they've committed, but they don't know how did it happen? Baloyiwe. Do you know how many people are sitting on wheelchairs now? They can't walk because of the crime they committed. Others, they were shot because they were in a wrong place at the wrong time. Then what do we say? I strongly believe that there's a lot that could have been done in preventing that from happening. There's a lot. Then you hear somebody, everything happens for the reason, because you have never experienced what is the other parent is experiencing. One of my biggest dream and desire, and the fact that I survived COVID, I think my ancestors and my gods were giving me an opportunity to say, one day I will own a center. Same thing like rehab. However, I'm going to deal with issues traditionally. I'm going to deal with issues traditionally. It's going to be somewhere in the rural, I don't know when, where, but it's my biggest wish to say, you know, if only I can have funds to build that place so that people can bring their children and we take care of them. We take them through. We take out anything that has been done. Zonke ibophe ezenziwe ngegama lakhe umntwana ukuthi abopheke siqhaqhe. So that when your child gets out of that place, he's a better person. However, for now, we need to fight and protect our children. Do you know these children that they were smart at school, man? Yo, they were clever, they were given. Like they were smart. They were smart. Even in my class, throughout my schooling, I knew kids, my peers, who were like genius. Were they most of them today? Were they? Hey, it's terrible. It's terrible. Yes, we blame alcohol, we blame drugs, we blame in. But I've never heard somebody says, what about Muti? What about Muti? What about Ubtagat? What about that? Have you ever considered, have you ever thought of that? Many parents have spent a lot of money into very expensive rehab centers. Then they leave healers. The fact that that healer doesn't have a car doesn't mean that healer cannot make you to drive a car. Drop that mentality. The fact that his or her kids are alcoholic and everything doesn't mean she cannot help you or he cannot help you. Drop that mindset. Because those are their problems. Those are our problems with our own children or our own families. We have a calling to assist you. That is our calling for. To assist you. So don't compare yourself with us. Don't compare yourself with us. Because you'll end up going to a healer because of you see things, then you have high expectations and you fail to follow the protocol. Then you say, Ulimaliam. But where we are today, we are saying your child has been bewitched and you need to do something about it. When Gogo now? Exams are coming. September, trials are starting. What's going to happen? How many parents can raise their hands and say, my child is ready? I can see that my child is ready. Definitely my child is going to go through this with flying colors. How many? On the other side, parents are very struggling because of our financials are in troubles. We are facing another year again, whereby financially most of the people will complain. At the same time, we're doing our best for our kids to get the best education. We take them to institutions that are better, thinking of what we want the best for them. Kanti, there's this enemy that is behind you. And your enemy doesn't stay overseas. I told you before. Your enemy doesn't stay in Dubai. No. Ula, local, la, mtagat, ula, they see a progress. How many kids do you know who were born disabled? And the gynae confirmed your child is breathing very well, everything. There's nothing wrong with your child, and then the child is born. It's paralyzed. How many people do you know? Do you know centers of kids that are mentally disturbed? Kids that were fine at schooling. How many stories have you heard of somebody brought her an apple or somebody brought her food and everything? Suddenly, she started drinking like nobody's business. Guys, am I coming up with stories, or maybe Gogo Bathini Mbatha khona intambe kunekamera lingasakhanyi la kimi? Am I coming up with stories, or this thing does it happen in our communities? Maybe I stay alone, you know, maybe I'm a zombie somewhere. I come up with my own stories. But you can leave your comments. I would love to know, Uguti, what do you feel about today's topic? It's a very sensitive topic. I know kids who insult their mothers. I know kids that insult their mothers. I know kids that they beat their mothers, their parents. I know them. They do come here. And when we start the process and everything, and then he will tell, and then he got angry and he did this to me. Your own father, I know your own father. Why is that? Why is that? Why suddenly is your child lost it on you as a parent? Why is that? Why suddenly your child has so much anger? Yes, guys, it does happen to parents. I'm not talking about parents today. Please forgive me. I'm talking about children. In Women's Month. I'm talking about children in Women's Month. Do you know how many parents, how many mothers are left with problematic children? Do you know how many parents, how many mothers are being insulted? Uguti, I'm not with my father today because of you. I experienced that, man. I get messages. I get calls. Women crying, God, I don't know what to do anymore. Uhambile futhi. There's another lady. It was very painful to hear a story. The child was blaming her. Ati, Mama, you are the one who said yes to this man. You are the one who accepted he's the one who's going to deliver us. You chose him. So it's your problem. We are here, we are where we are today because of the man you've decided he's going to be our father. Maybe you could have stayed and find a better father. And we talk about a biological father. But listen to that. Mama, we blame you. You are the one. You are the one who chose this man, that he'll be the father of your children. Where is he now? Where's your useless husband now? He's a child. Do you think that child is normal? No, he's not normal. He's not taking drugs. And apparently he will sit in his room from Monday to Monday. Filthy as it is, he will stay there, he will sit there. That's how bitter he is. He blames who? The parent. And the parent didn't say to the father, hey, baby, I'm enough of you, can leave now. No, she didn't. She didn't. Who can do that? However, we find ourselves in situations whereby we do not want to take responsibilities, to accept what my child is a problem. I need to do something about it. I must, it means you go to the pastor, take him to church. If you need to take him to a prophet, do that. If you need to take him to the Sangoma, do that. Do what it takes. This is your child. And I'm talking about these supporting structures, which is the pastors and the traditional healers. I'm not talking about the medical doctors and everything, because most of the time you've exhausted those avenues already. You have taken your child to your psychologist. They've spoken to him. You have scared him by everything that you can think of. You took him to juvenile prison. You have took him to whatever. There's nothing. You did what you could as a parent. But give us a chance, Isabella Bendabu. We can do something. We can. I remember I went to Zimbabwe. I went there for something else. But there was this guy, this boy who was in chains by the healer's property. And suddenly, I forgot half of what I was there for. And I was so much interested in knowing, how do you heal such a person? And this old man, he said to me, learn to heal him before he gets to that level. Because if it gets to the level of chains, it's way too late. Then I took my notes. I started writing what I need to do, what must I get in this help. You can only get it in Zimbabwe. What. That's how I started. Not to heal people that are mentally disturbed per se, but to heal people that have been bewitched, that their brains have been twisted. True muti. That's what I do. That's what other traditional healers can do as well. There is no traditional healer that cannot have something, just something that will make the situation, even if it can be 1% better, it's better than nothing. I'm begging you, parents, in the Women's Month, to say, don't stay home with a problematic child. You can even bring the t-shirt. The dirty one is even better. You can even bring a t-shirt, shoes, underwear, anything, a belt, anything that you can get. You can even bring it, and let's try to invite their spirits so that we align their brain to be okay. Because you cannot give up. This is your child at the end of the day. I don't think there's a parent that sleeps peacefully at night knowing very well, my child is robbing somebody's money where he is. My child is in hospital fighting for his life. My child is in prison today. Even worse, my child is dead today because of he was now extremely dangerous. And he found people who did not know, Oguti, there's something wrong with him. He has been bewitched, and my child is no more. I have lost my only child that I have. That I had. My only child. I heard those stories. Guys, you don't understand what is going through us. You know, having worked in the media as a photojournalist, you know, captured, you know, terrible, very, very, very scary scenes and everything. I was working for decent newspaper, so we will never show really the wow part of the pictures, but your eyes have saw it. With your eyes, you have captured that picture. It stays with you. And something triggers when a parent comes and say, this is the situation. This is what I'm going through. You know, when a parent goes through their phone, their gallery, and say, this is who I am, this is me, Gogo. And you look at them, you see a zombie in front of you, and you look at them, you see a beautiful lady. But she is no longer that person because of the child. Their children where their mothers had to call police asking for help. And the husband, most of the time, the painful part, the husband is always there in the corner, you know, there. It's like, it's the responsibility of the wife to take care of the needs of the child. It's there. The other lady who is who's doing counseling for a municipality, one of the municipalities here in KZN, she deals with such stories, and she told me the other day of the child who said he wants a father figure. I love the question that he asked his child, to say, if your father was never there, where do you know the father figure from? What is father figure? I like her approach, because that is another thing. You will get pressured by a child who wants a father figure and the father was never there. Then you start the process that will put you into so much stress of looking for a man who doesn't want to take responsibility, instead of dealing with a child needs for him to survive, for her to survive in life. And for her to accept, my father did not want to be part of my life. It's okay. My mother is here. My mother did not want to take care of us, to be part of our lives. It's okay. Our father is here. And life goes on. I trust this booklet. I trust it so much that it has changed people in terms of the candles. It has changed people. However, the child, this book can only make your child to hear you and to do as you ask him or her to do, which is to go to a healer. And then the healer will do the final work. Please guys, let's not think ukuthi ukuphatha with yellow and blue candles can solve everything. No, it can't. Yes, it will make things easier for you. For example, you can go uyophatha for umsebenzi. You still need to go and look for a job. You cannot go uyophatha for umsebenzi and umsebenzi lo ufunayo awusebenzelanga. You cannot go and uphahla and the next thing you're sitting, you're watching TV, the rest of the day you say, I'm waiting for a call because Gogo Bathini Mbatha blue, things will open up. No. You still need to stand up and do something about your life. Gogo Bathini Mbatha, umavula kuvala emzini wami daughter, please do something. Your child, then said your wife, your child is bewitched and you need to do something about it. Take responsibility, take action. Not yesterday, not tomorrow, not wherever. Stop blaming people because the enemy wanted you. They're destroying you through your child. So to protect your child or to protect yourself, protect your child first. Then you'll have a happy ending, because the enemy doesn't stay in Dubai, doesn't stay in Singapore. He stays around you. It's probably somebody that you see every day. It's probably somebody that you talk to most of the time. It's probably somebody that you thought you family. Thokozani.
Mm-hmm.